What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Coaching the Culture podcast.
Moving upward, can't be boasting about these vultures. Get negativity ocean. We just coaching up the culture. This for my sisters and brothers, step daddies and single mothers. Every topic we gon' cover, we just coaching up the culture. Coaching the culture.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Coaching the Culture podcast. This is where sports, family, and faith collide. I am here. This is the segment of the Coach and the Queen. I am here with the one, the only Queen Icy, queen of my heart, my mother. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a pleasure to be here.
How you doing today?
I'm absolutely excited about what we're going to share today.
Awesome.
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Once again, the Coaching the Culture podcast, we are dedicated to helping families, people of all sort, to build winning cultures in whatever space they're in. We're going to talk about the culture of marriage some more. We got a couple of topics that we're going to cover today in regards to marriage. And we want you all to like, share, subscribe, comment, any ideas, anything that you want us to talk about, any comments about anything that we spoke about, let us know, and we will be sure to respond. But Mother. There you go. How long you been trying to get me to call you Mother?
For a long time, son.
Right. So last time we was on, you told the people about your story and your how you and Dad got together, and thank God you guys are 45 years strong.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So that came with a lot of experience, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. And so one would say that you should be qualified to have these conversations and to give good advice on, how to build successful marriages and things like that.
I would think so.
So I know one thing that we had talked about before, in general conversation that we're going to talk about today is that you feel like the wife should give the man what he wants. Did I quote you right on that? Because
absolutely.
that is that now. She said it. I didn't say it. So I just want y'all to know. Her thing is that women should give men what they want. And I'm just so eager to dive into that to see exactly what it is you're talking about. Because we all know we don't get what we want. So let's get into that a little bit. What do you mean by that, Mom?
Well, there's a reason that a man doesn't get what he wants. But when a woman served her husband as unto the Lord, and it's in their heart, should be in their heart, to serve them without restraint. And I mean serving his meal, serving him his clothing, making suggestions what he should wear, not necessarily telling him what he should wear. I think we should serve him in a capacity where he feels that this woman or my wife is really loving me and for me, and I think what's really good too when you try to outdo one another. Mm-hmm. So when you serve your husband, like for me, from Melvin, because like I said, I used to run to the car when he came home. I offered him newspaper. He didn't care for the newspaper, but I wanted to serve him. I wanted to fix his plate. He said, "Honey, I get my own," but I wanted to do that. But that was my attitude. That's my love language. I wanted to give and I wanted to serve. So when nighttime came, he wanted to be intimate with me. Why would I say no? Mm. This is my husband, and he wants to be intimate.
So get a man what he wants.
Hello, somebody. That's what I'm saying. And how long do you think? Just doing that could take you a long way. Now, once you give the man what he wants, he'll in turn give you what you want, and it's all good. It's all good.
So let me ask you this, because you said a word that I believe is a curse word now in today's society, in today's culture. When it comes to women's approach to marriage, you said the word serve. Now, serve can be closely related to submission, right? It's those S's, those words with those S's.
Yes.
So that is something that nowadays can be looked at as old-fashioned. Like, you got some women who look to be served more than they are the servant. Not sure what changed or what's different from the culture in which you was raised and the culture that's present now, but that servant word is is crazy. So can you expound, or can you even give any insight on why there has been such a struggle here lately for women to accept the role of serving?
I think it's because they can be selfish. I think they're looking at 50-50, and I don't agree with 50-50. I believe when the man takes his wife and they become one, and it's like becoming one, not like they want all of a sudden, and then as they learning one another. But when a woman come into the picture, she should be the helpmate. So whatever way she can help him, if that's serving him, and that's another way of honoring him. If you love your husband, you want to serve him. Just like you love the Lord when it comes to tithes and offering. Nobody got to make you give. You want to give your offering to the Lord because you're not giving it unto man. You're giving it to the things you want to do because of the love. So why wouldn't a woman want to serve her husband? Why wouldn't she want to wash his clothes, iron his clothes, whatever the need may be? Why wouldn't she want to fix his plate, bring it to him, set the table, and all he have to do is just come? Why wouldn't she want to rub his head, rub his back, his feet? You're to serve. And if he doesn't want that, that's different. But you can offer that to him because of your love for him. When you love your husband, what is it you wouldn't want to do for him?
Yeah, so that's a great mindset to have. I think sometimes what happened in today's culture is that we marry the wrong people. And I say that to say, like, I think some women marry or can settle after a certain age and settle, and they don't really love that person or get married for the wrong reasons. I think a lot of women get married to be served and not to serve. Also, too, on the flip side, I think sometimes men, we will end up marrying a princess and not a queen. Yeah. So the princess is used to being served. Right? The princess is used to being pampered and given X, Y, and Z. The queen, however, the queen has learned how to serve her king.
Hello, somebody.
The queen has graduated. So
yes. And then, too, because the woman is serving her husband, the man would be very selfish if he didn't turn around and serve her.
Right, and so reciprocated.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'll never forget the late, great Pastor Robin Gould, in one of his marriage enrichment sessions with us. He said that, you know, he gave the analogy, and I'm sure he's not the only one to use this. A lot of people use it, but he gave the analogy of like a jar, right? And that you got to constantly fill that jar up. And that if one person is always giving out and their jar is not getting full, they're always pouring out to the other person, and that jar becomes empty. And that's what you end up having in your relationship. It's an empty relationship, right?
Yes.
And so, like you said before, it's perfect when the husband and wife are competing with each other to see who can fill up each other's cup, right? And that way you never go empty, right?
Absolutely.
So that's how do you get to that level? And you know, I know you can't give me a definite, but like, what you think the average time frame is to get to that level? So we know that, you know, first couple years of marriage, you know, you working things out, and it takes, like, this is a level of maturity that you have to get to. You don't just get it right off the bat. That's true. So what's your advice on how long it takes, how long you think it takes, and what is it that makes you, how can you get to that level mentally if you're not there already? Prayer.
Definitely need to pray and have that relationship with the Lord. And by doing so, it's like, as long as Melvin and I have been married, so we'll say 4 to 5 years, it has not always been like, I'm always loving and caring. Melvin, he could get a little slack where he may not pay me the attention that I want. So I can be in my little shell like, Melvin ain't, you know, loving on me. He ain't rubbing me. He's not doing those things that I like watching, the love stories that I like watch, romantic movie. He don't care for that. So what I've been doing, I said, Melvin, I wanted to start dating again. He said, and this is funny, he said, why should we start dating? I already got you. I said, okay, honey. I said, what I'm saying, I want the spark back. I said, I noticed we're not sparking like we used to. So then when I bring that up, he said, honey, I'm going to do better. So yeah, now we start kissing more. Now he's holding my hand more. And so I have to tell him what I want. And then he respects that, and He give it to him. So you have to tell your mate what you want. You can't assume he's going to come and do what you want to do without verbally speaking. Sometimes we as women, I've talked to a lot of ladies, and they were like, well, he ought to know what I want. Well,
no, we
you got to tell the man what he wants.
Terrible mind readers.
So you can get what you want.
Yeah. And I understand you got a date tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
After I leave here, can't wait to go.
God is
We
working
started
on
last
you.
night, yes, because we went to the airport last night. We went to watch some of the planes come in after church, and I just love that. I love.
Big shout to you, Daddy. Keep that energy. Keep that
Absolutely.
smile on her face. She's smiling from ear to ear right now.
Hello.
Big up to you, Daddy. So, Mom, let me ask you this. So, with that being said, it's my belief that most women nowadays, I can't speak for before, but nowadays it's my belief that most women don't understand what being a wife is. I think they are so caught up in being a bride that they don't understand what being a wife is and what all it takes. I said this before. I believe that any man that wants to get married, like if he wants to marry you, you already got him. Like he's gonna do what he needs to do for the most part. I know there's an exception to every rule, but for the most part, a man that wants to get married to you is gonna provide. He's gonna do the necessary thing. He's gonna love you. He's gonna try to move earth to give you what it is that you want. Like within his reason, he's going to do the best that he can to provide the things that you desire. But like you say, whenever a woman can make a man feel like he's the king and serve him, and like you're going to get that easy, right?
Absolutely.
But I feel like most men that get married understand what their role is, but I feel like it's not the same with women nowadays. Understanding. What do you think?
Well, like for me, I got it. When I got married, I was the queen, the princess. I just knew Melvin was going to just give me whatever I wanted. I knew he loved me. He is a provider. He made sure all my needs are met. Don't have to pay no bills, only the bills that I created myself. I pay, but never worried about anything like that. So that's what I expect. So in turn, he's taking care of me in that way. I want to take care of him, keeping the house clean, cooking until he took me off of cooking, which was great.
It was great for you.
It was great for me.
Yes, he took you off when I was still in school.
Yeah, well, actually, when you went off to college, 2000, you and Andrea both, when y'all went to college. Well, anyway, so I've been off 25 years now.
Wow.
But I will cook every now and then, and he cooks, and it works for us.
Yeah.
But anyway, lost my thought. What were we talking about?
As far as women knowing their role as a wife, how do you get to that point?
Yeah, well, so in communicating with your husband, it's like I would say, Melvin, what is it that I'm not doing that you would like for me to do? Then I wait on feedback. His remark would be, pray and let the Lord just tell you.
Right.
I say, okay, Melvin. I come back again. I say, Melvin, I've talked with the Lord, and he ain't giving me nothing. He ain't giving me nothing. So I'm asking you, what is it that I can do, because I want our relationship better.
Right.
I want that spark back. And I think as long as we've been married, sometimes we can take one another for granted. And that's what I did not want to happen, to take him for granted, or him taking me for granted. And we just living in the same house, and we going our separate ways and doing stuff. I said, no. We got to stop. Let's talk. And communication is so good. And then he didn't know I was feeling this way, because I'm waiting on him to start taking me back out. Let's go out to dinner, or make an arrangement for an anniversary and things like that, instead of me making them all the time.
Yeah.
I wanted him to say, hon, I'm going to surprise you. He used to do it, and it's like he was getting slack. And I said, wait a minute, what am I doing that not causing him to do that again? So we got to talk. We got to let him know what it is we desire, what we need, and what we're missing.
And I'm sure you whenever he do things for you, you show appreciation, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Because that's one that'll kill us if you do something we don't feel appreciated.
Yeah.
We don't feel like you
Oh yeah.
grateful.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, well then it's over for that. We'll do that real quick.
Yeah, I think men can get in their shells, like Melvin, sometimes he's not as talkative as I am when it comes to relationship or communicating. He just sit there, and this is one thing I've learned over the years, and some of you ladies may have a husband, if you ask them a question and you're waiting on them to answer, and if they don't answer within the next 10 seconds, which we expect, okay, they have to process what we just given them. And I had to learn that because I'm like, he may come back with an answer, and it's like 30 seconds. And I said, what you talking about, Melvin? He said, didn't you just ask me? I said, but that was 30 seconds ago. So now I had to learn to be patient with his answer and wait on that instead of think I'm going to get it right away because of the process that you guys do.
And not only do we have to process, sometimes we got to sugarcoat it.
Sugarcoat?
Yeah, because the first response that we want to say, well, can't say that. We don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. We don't want them to take it a certain way. So it takes probably that long to figure out how to say what it is without offending, without trying to get into an argument, without trying to hurt. Like, the answer is no, but I ain't just going to say no. I got to say, well, babe, we can't do that right now because, X, Y, and Z. We tend to think 2-3 steps ahead too. So, if I just say no, then it's gonna why da. So we want to try to sum all that up in this one response. So we ain't got to keep having this back and forth. So that is that.
And another thing, I think, if a woman would tell her husband what it is that she desires from him, and then wait on the response, and then another thing, like with me and Melvin would say, how am I doing? After we didn't, working on loving each other more, caring more, being a little more romantic. Every now and then he said, how am I doing, honey? I said, you're doing good, baby. And then I asked him, I said, baby, how am I doing? No complaints, not bringing up stuff in the past, just letting things go and just living life now. It's like, how am I doing, honey? You're doing good. Keep it up.
So how difficult is it, or is it difficult dealing with an alpha male in that respect? Trying to serve him, trying to, make sure everything is everything, but he alpha.
Well, it was my pleasure to do it. I guess what sort of bothered me that he wasn't receptive because he didn't need all that I wanted to give him. And I'm like, why wouldn't you want me to rub your back? Why wouldn't you want me to rub your feet? I had to respect what he wanted and not what I wanted for him. Even getting gifts, about the big screen TV back in the day. He didn't want it. About the lawnmower, riding lawnmower.
Take it back.
Take it back.
Yep.
I'm giving him what I want him to have. And maybe because the lawnmower was a Sears and not a John Deere, and the TV, that's when big screens came out for his birthday.
Yeah.
So you got to know what your husband wants instead of giving them what you want them to have.
Yeah. And that's part of, marriage. And then let me go back to the roles of a wife, because I don't want the audience to think that I'm a gender role type person. I do think that there's certain roles that are gender specific, but at the same time, when you in a relationship and when you married, right, you got to get in where you fit in. When the dynamics change, like for instance, for me, I don't mind cooking. My wife cooks and she can cook. She don't enjoy it as much as I enjoy it. So, during basketball season when I'm coaching, of course, I'm not able to cook. So she knows she got to take the brunt of the responsibilities cooking. Now, when it's off season and I got more time and I'm in the kitchen, I don't mind, helping. But like, if not, I wash the dishes. If I got to fold my own clothes, I fold my own clothes, wash them if I got to wash them. You just got to get in where you fit in at the end of the day. It's not like that's your job. You're supposed to do this. Now, at the same time, there are certain things that, me, my wife, we have certain no's that non-negotiables. Like, it's my desire to never ever clean a bathroom. And she respects that.
Okay.
It's her desire to never ever have to take out the trash. So, we got that understanding. Like, okay, you ain't got to touch a trash can. I ain't got to touch a bathroom. We good. So, just whenever you with somebody, but you have to have the spirit of working with each other, being willing to be flexible. You can't have your, I ain't doing it, I ain't doing that. Like, had a conversation, work around. I know a guy who you know, he works and everything, but he does all the cooking. He does all the stuff with the kids. Like, he's like the house husband. The wife makes 6 figures or whatever, you know, doing whatever she do. So he understands, okay, you got to go get this money, right? You go ahead and work your job. I'll hold down the fort. I'll take care of the house. I'll take care of the kids. And that works for them, right? So there is no, it should look like this. It should be like that. You know, each marriage is catered to the situation that you're in.
Yeah. I would say too, and this is coming from me and Melvin, sometimes I used to feel that Melvin just, I guess could have been the way he was raised, but even though he know how giving and caring I am, he would wash the clothes. And I said, Melvin, I was going to get the clothes. He said, no problem. He would, he didn't do the bathroom or nothing like that, but he always washed the clothes and washed the dishes sometime when the dishes was in the sink. And I'm saying, Melvin, I'm going to get that. But he washed the clothes, fold the clothes up, even now. So what I've been doing, trying to beat him, look, Melvin, you don't have to do that. I want to do that. That's my role. But it's not so much my role. I take out the trash, and he always say, honey, I was going to get the trash. I said, yeah, I was going to get the clothes, but you got the clothes. So I'm helping him, because we there together. So it's not like he have to do it, but he enjoy doing it or want to do it, or if it need to be done, he ain't got to wait on me. And I like that about him. He's not waiting on me. If he see the clothes need to be laundered, he'll do it.
So if he's, you know, won't you just find something else to do? Why you want to beat him to do? Like, why not just go outside and mow the grass?
He won't let me.
But you would?
Oh, yeah. I've been wanting to do it. He got that turnaround, zero turnaround. He won't let me.
Oh, he definitely ain't letting you get on that new lawnmower. That's it.
No, I would love to do that. Now, I won't wash cars, you know, automobile, you know, take care of the cars. But
can't get under the hood, yeah. That's his.
I wanted to learn how to change oil. I used to, not no more. I mean, you know, back in the day, because Melvin loves working on cars. I said, teach me how to do that. He looked at me. He said, you're not ready.
Now, let's talk about that, because there are certain things, you know, and we talk about having a healthy marriage. Now, granted, you've been married for 45 years. I can name a couple things, but I'm not right now.
Okay.
But there are, like, certain things, like, for instance, like Dad loved to work on cars. That's not something that he wants to share with his wife. There are certain things that we want to just be for us, and that we don't want to share with. No difference as there's some things that you guys don't want to share with us. Like, you know, my wife loves to shop. She know I ain't really, you know, she know I'll start tweaking. Like, if I'm in the mall too long, I'll start acting like a little 2-year-old. so she prefers to just go without me. Like, and I'm like, go right ahead.
Right.
Like, spend all the time you want, try on everything you want. Like, she really drags me around like a toddler whenever it's time for us to go shopping for me some clothes and try this on, try that on. I don't want to do all that. So there's certain things that, you know, you have to have where you can have your time to yourself.
Yeah.
I can have my time to myself. And that has to be very important. I think that the more time you spend, you know, they say absence make the heart grow fonder, right? So the more time you can spend apart, I ain't saying like ridiculous time, but, you know, it's healthy for the marriage. Like, you can't do everything together. So I can only imagine Daddy's reaction when you tried to learn how to work on a car.
Well, I went to the shop early on in the marriage, you know, and I said, Melvin, I just want to reach you the tool. And I would, but then when he reached, when his hand would grab it, I would grab his hand and start rubbing. So he said I wasn't helping him. I was distracting him.
Yeah, he's trying to work on the car.
But I was there in his presence. I thought he would like to just see me there, and he didn't have to get up to try to get the tool. Just let me be there and reach you the tool.
But, you know, I don't think it was many of us that made it with Daddy at the shop whenever he would go to the shop. I know I went a couple times, and, you know, y'all was trying to get me to learn and
what
be up
under.
And what did I do? I found a little basketball goal that was like right down the street, and I wandered off and started shooting hoops because that was what I was into.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, he could be there all day.
Yeah, right. That's what broke me.
Like, okay, you got it, Daddy.
Right. As much as I wanted to be with him,
as I wanted to be.
He didn't know when to leave the shop.
He didn't know when to leave. And I never forget, he took me and Indra, my baby sister, to Charlotte Motor Speedway, the auto fair, the classic car, and he was looking for a specific part for his car, and you know how big that place is. Oh my God. And we out there, it's hot. We out there all day long looking for this part. That was the last time.
And he brings that up. He said, "You don't like car shows."
No.
I love car shows.
We like to look at them and keep it moving.
Exactly. And I go with him not every Friday, but a lot of Fridays he go. And I go and make my rounds. But he knows almost every person. This is in Belmont and Stanley.
He gonna talk to everybody.
He gonna talk to everybody. And I did my tour.
I've seen all the cars. I'm ready to go.
and then he want to introduce me to everybody. I'm not trying to meet everybody, Melvin. He said, "This is my honey bun. Come meet my honey bun." And I'm like, "How you doing?" Yeah, of course, you're not meeting, but I don't remember their names. Yeah. Maybe a few of them I remember. But yeah, that's his hobby. That's what he loves. But yeah.
But I think that's important for a wife to have their own set of hobbies, a husband to have his own set of hobbies, even to have your own set of friends that you can go and hang out with and kick it with whenever you have time. I think that's healthy for the marriage. So my advice to any, and I'm only 9 years in, but my advice to any couple would be to make sure that you guys have something that you can do together, but then also have stuff that you can do separately so that you can have that time.
Amen.
That's for longevity. I know. I try to get some of the kids that I work with, they want to get in relationships. I'm like, man, y'all spend a lot of time together. Y'all gonna burn out. Like it's gonna get old quick. Like it get old really quick. So with that being said, how do you keep it fresh for 45 years? How does that happen? Like what goes into that? Is there a secret? Is there a formula for success with that?
I think you pay attention to your husband. I think you look at him in his eyes, and I think you kiss him when he don't want to be kissed. I think you rub him when he don't want to be rubbed. I think you offer yourself to him instead of him waiting to offer himself to you. I think you say, "Come on, babe, let's go upstairs. I got something for you." I think we need to do little things that would spark him to keep that romance going. And just like with us, after 45 years, I still love him as much as I did. I'm just that romantic person. And then, of course, the love of God has put in my heart for him, and I want to serve him. I want to make him happy. I want him to feel good when he come home. It's a home and not a house. That the atmosphere is set. It's not that I'm going to bring up all this, talk about negative stuff or things that could cause him to be, a little disturbed. So I don't want that. I just want a peaceful, loving house. And then I'm going to put myself on him. I'm going to rub him. I'm going to be beside him. I'm going to rub his back, rub his bald head. I love rubbing his head. He don't want me rubbing his head, but sometimes he allow me because it feels good to my palm when I rub that shiny head. So, but just staying in his face and just looking at him and loving him and looking at the eyes and just tell him, say, "Honey, how do I look today? You see my eyes? Do you see that spark in my eyes?" Or you can tell him, say, "Honey, make that spark come back because I think it's gone."
So I got two questions. One, how hard is it to be consistent with that? You're talking about 45 years. Is it hard to be consistent with that?
No. You love the man. You hard. Is it hard to kiss?
Yeah.
Is it?
No.
Okay then.
Okay, so here's my other question. We talk about, give a man what he wants, right?
Yeah.
So if he wants space and he don't want to be bothered, is it hard for you to give him that too?
No, because I get my space. We do need space. Yeah.
So it ain't hard for you to not jump on him and,
Oh, no.
But you just said you kiss him when he don't want to be kissed.
Well, that's okay. He'll get over it.
Oh.
You have to know how to do it.
Certain things.
You're right. Yeah, he may not be interested. He may say that. It's not that he's going to say it. I'll give you a good example. Last night when we was at the airport, I said, "Honey, give me some sugar." And he wouldn't give me no sugar. I said, "Why?" And he said, "You trying to do it because the couple beside us."
It was kissing. Was that true?
Well, they was beside us, but it wasn't like they was kissing. Like wasn't for a show, but just keeping that excitement and playful. Playing a lot. So I'm endeavoring to play more with Melvin because I can be busy and he can be wrapped up into what he's doing with whatever. But
now. It's my belief that, and I'm just going to say this because I just believe, 45 years.
Yeah.
Definitely not going to speak any negative on your relationship because there's no negative. But at the same time.
There's some negative. Everything ain't positive.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm saying I'm not going to speak.
Okay.
What I'm about to say is that I don't believe that you all will last 45 years if you wasn't on the go as much as you were. I think you traveling a lot, always like on the go with Lo. You always out there like. Then you just recently come back from somewhere, like you know.
Washington.
So out of a month, you probably travel at least twice, minimum a month, right?
For the month of June, I think 3 weekends out of this month I was gone.
Yeah.
But it's okay. But,
I think that's healthy.
yeah, but some of it was ministry.
Yeah, I mean, it don't matter.
No. But yes, it does because Melvin is a homebody.
Right.
He's been invited to go with me 99% of the time, right? And he chooses not. 90% of the time he won't go, so that's okay. We got that understanding. So like I said, he needs his break and I need my break. But what keeps us together, honestly, is the Lord. It's our relationship with the Lord. We love God and we love each other, and our vows was to death do us part.
And the other thing, the Lord is the reason. I mean, God is the reason why you guys still together. We not.
Oh, absolutely,
no doubt. But it's the wisdom that God gave you to operate in the natural. Your wisdom is to go out of town whenever and do what you do, and his wisdom is to stay at home. Like, no, I don't want to go. It took a while for me to understand why Daddy never wanted to go with us. Whenever we would, when I was younger, you would take us wherever. He'd be like, y'all go right ahead. Now, being married with a family, I completely understand. We all try to get the house to ourselves. Javon, if I got something to do and the kids are gone, Javon is having the time of her life at the house by herself, and when I'm there by myself and everybody's gone, I'm having a time. And it's just that peace, man. Like you work hard to have a nice home and to do what you like to do, and so I think that it's good to have that balance.
Oh yeah.
Just so that you can keep everything fresh. Because then when you come back in town, you get the smooches and all that stuff, but you got to go out of town to get that. So ain't no wrong with going out of town. When the next time you leaving?
Well.
So that's all the time we have for today, Mom. Thanks again for joining me on The Coach and the Queen. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We're going to have many more conversations regarding the marriage. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Comment anything that we spoke about today that you may want to put your input on. Let us know. We'll be sure to respond. And once again, this episode is brought to you by slmedia.com. I'm sorry, slmedia_ on Instagram. Hit her up for all your videography and photography needs. Once again, Mom, thank you for coming.
My pleasure.
It's been real.
It has been. I've enjoyed your son.
It's been real. Until the next time.
Amen.
See you guys. We out.
God loves you, and
Peace.
we do too.
Coach.